gang violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police, but I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, Shadow Realm? It's the Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe. Let's get into the video.
The Near West Side Police District, like many others, has become home for the recent arrival of migrants. Parents, kids, and others sleeping on the floors. Most are Venezuelan who have fled violence and persecution in their country. 37-year-old William Suarez left his entire family and his job as a police officer for a better life in America.
He comes here to work and try to get some money, you know, pay their taxes and stuff, just like everybody else.
Thousands of migrants in Chicago were sent by Texas Republican Governor Greg Abbott. Suarez says Texas promised him somebody would be waiting here to house and help him with a job.
What? I mean, that's kind of funny. So the migrants come in through Texas. Governor Greg Abbott says, not here, not in my house. No, no, no. Like Kimbe Matumbo. And he sends them to Chicago where the liberals are. And he's, hey, you take care of them. Because you're telling them to come. You take care of them. So he said, hey, they're going to have everything set up for you. You get here and presumably there's no work. I just can't believe that. Because it's a whole bunch of super gremlins who passing up jobs in Chicago. So, I mean, I just can't believe that you can't find no work. Maybe you might have to get out the mud and do a crappy job, wash some dishes at a restaurant or, you know, some other thing. I don't know, some other gig. But right now, from what I'm seeing, it's hard to find good work. That's what I'm assuming. So maybe bro is not a good worker. I don't know.
Suarez realized it was a lie to get him on the plane. And Chicago Congressman Chuy Garcia says the migrants have been lied to by people in Mexico as well.
Human traffickers, drug cartels in Mexico are promoting that there is an open border to exploit people, to take advantage of people.
I mean, is that not true though? It is an open border at this point. They've made it very clear. The White House has made it very clear. So, look, obviously the human traffickers are going to lie. And honestly, I don't even think it's a lie for Texas to say, hey, they're going to have everything set up for you because you're in the country. You made it here. Now it's on you. Like, what the hell? Ain't nobody going to give you no damn handout if you come up here and all the incentives they have for immigrants and you can't find no work, bro. That's on you. Like, bruh, I can't find no excuse for it.
To hurt people.
Republicans blame President Biden for not securing the border. GOP House members have introduced a bill today calling for tighter enforcement. Garcia says immigration reform is the only way to stop the crisis.
We can manage the migration situation in the Western Hemisphere if we do it orderly and if we collaborate with the other affected countries. This is solvable.
But Garcia,
and like Trump said, they're not sending their best. So that might be why a lot of people aren't being able to get jobs, because y'all ain't eligible. Like, y'all don't make the cut. Honestly, I mean, it is what it is, man. And I just hate it that, you know, the White House is giving all these incentives to, you know, immigrants and not taking care of its citizens. That's really the main root of things.
Garcia says political polarization will prevent any meaningful reform. Meantime, city and state resources are running dry to help the migrants. Mural Movement founder Delia Martinez is doing her part today by distributing toiletry items donated by the Chicago Bulls.
I feel like what we could do is maybe speed up the process of them getting their workers permit so that way they could get to work and they may not need as many resources as they do right now.
And the migrant crisis is only about to get worse. Title 42, the policy that tightened border regulations to curb the spread of COVID, is about to expire on May 11th.
$50,000 reward now being offered in the search for Alder Marin Sotelo. He's the man who escaped from a Virginia jail where he was being held in connection to the murder of Wake County Deputy Ned Byrd last year. Good evening, and thanks so much for joining us live from downtown Raleigh. I'm Lauren Johnson.
Hi, everyone. I'm Steve Daniels. Also today, the sister of Alder Marin Sotelo, Adriana, was arrested this morning. Investigators believe she helped her brother escape from that jail in Virginia. She just appeared before a judge in Greensboro this afternoon.
We are covering all angles tonight with live team coverage. Elena Athens leads us off with the court appearance from Marin Sotelo's sister. Elena.
Yeah, Adriana Marin Sotelo is facing more than a year in jail, as well as deportation, after being accused of helping her brother break out of jail. So she herself is now behind bars and being held in the custody of the United States Marshal's Office.
So she tries to break her brother out of jail, and from my understanding, successfully does it. He escaped, and now she's locked up. I mean, we just talked about the border crisis, and, you know, this ain't it. This ain't it.
The FBI says in court documents she paid someone $2,500 last week to leave a red Mustang in the parking lot of the Piedmont Regional Jail. Her brother, Alder Marin Sotelo, was seen on surveillance video Sunday scaling the jail's fence, jumping into that vehicle and taking off. He has been on the run ever since. The FBI and a number of agencies, including the Wake County Sheriff's Office, are working to find Alder and the red Mustang.
We have left no resources unused in this effort. We will continue to work with all of our partners, and it's just a tremendous effort being done now by all the different, different administrations, different organizations working diligently around the clock so that we can get him back in custody and hold him accountable for it.
Damn, how'd they let him get out? I mean, this is a real slip up, a big slip up. These burrito gremlins are on demon time.
His alleged actions.
So the FBI says Alder should be considered extremely dangerous. Now let's head over to my colleague, Josh Chapin, who's going to walk us through the twists and turns in this case.
Elena, no doubt an emotional day for the sheriff's office here, as well as Deputy Byrd's family having to relive this all over again. I want to get you now to a timeline of events leading up to today. It started with that murder August 11th of last year. It happened late at night, and an autopsy revealed Byrd was shot multiple times, including in the back of the head. He was checking out suspicious activity on Battle Bridge Road near Auburn-Knightdale Road. A few days after that, August 16th, 2 men were arrested in Burke County, that's out in the Morganton area, on federal gun crimes. Though investigators wouldn't say at the time, we learned through sources that the 2 men taken into custody were connected with the Byrd case. On August 18th, court documents show Arturo Marin Sotelo was charged with Deputy Byrd's murder. On August 23rd, his brother Alder, who escaped federal custody in Virginia, is charged with that murder as well. Around the same time, Alder appeared in federal court in Winston-Salem for charges related to his being in the country illegally and taking a gun across state lines.
Wow.
Fast forward to May 1st.
So there you have it. In the country illegally. I know y'all was about to get in the comments section. Well, y'all, you don't know if he was a citizen. He just told us, man. The guy killed an officer, bro. It's crazy.
Early yesterday, when prison officials noticed Alder is gone along with another inmate from that facility in Virginia. He was taken there by the U.S. Marshal Services in conjunction with his federal case. Now, court documents that we looked through today also show that Alder pled guilty to those federal gun crimes back in December. He was set to be sentenced in Winston-Salem in June, again, waiting sentencing at that same prison in Virginia that he broke out of. We'll have much more come up later tonight on Eyewitness News. Stephen Lauren, back to you.
The FBI now offering a $50,000 reward and putting out a new picture on a wanted poster just a short time ago of what that red Mustang looks at. We're getting a better sense of that as well. Josh, thank you.
We're learning new information about how one of the men arrested in connection with the murder of Wake County Deputy Ned Byrd escaped from a jail in Virginia. Tamara Scott joins us live with that story. Tamara?
Well, good afternoon. Yeah, well, we do know that right now Alder Marin Sotelo has not yet been found, but we do have new information just coming into the newsroom that his sister, Adriana Marin Sotelo, has been arrested in connection to his escape. So we're just going over these court documents. Let me explain to you a little bit of what they say. They say that on Friday a call was made between two other undescribed people where they were talking about arrangements to pick up a getaway car and how he would get it. Now, then they were instructed to call Adriana and have her place a place to set the car. Now, court documents say that the next day, Arturo contacted his sister directly to tell her to get the car, sit it outside of the Piedmont Regional Jail, and then pay a third party for their involvement. Now, the documents go into detail of how the surveillance footage shows him jumping over the fence Sunday morning and then leaving the jail in that red.
Jumping over the fence? How the hell did... Yo, what is going on with this jail? How the hell was he just able to jump the fence? That's crazy.
Mustang. Now, we are still working to learn a little bit more information about their circumstances under her arrest, but we do know that she will have her first court appearance this afternoon in Greensboro.
Yo, what's good, BGZM News 17 family? I'm at the corner of Jesse Jackson and Marcus Garvey, and I got some bad news for you. As you can see, I lost my job. I'm out here living in cardboard boxes outside of boarded up vacant homes. YouTube said I'm done getting money out here in these streets. They even took my funky ass suit. So anything right now would help. So go ahead and hit that Cash App, hit that PayPal, hit that GoFundMe. Hell, cop the merch. Or if you want to make the long-term commitment to the Jinquavius Jackson Fund, join the Patreon so that I can continue to put out top-notch content each and every day. Also, check out the Rumble, where there is absolutely no censorship. Link in the description box below.
Hey, yo, ain't that nigga Jinquavius? Yo, I recognize.
No, that's not me no more.
Hey, yo, run your property.
Y'all kill me with this shit.
Do the opposite of Antonio Brown and take
What
all your
more
shit
do
off.
you want from me?
It's 5:03. I moved over to the alert center following breaking news overnight because we have new pictures of the car authorities believe an escaped inmate accused of killing a Wake County deputy could be driving this morning. Let me walk you through this. First, I want to show you the suspect. This is Alder Marin Sotelo. He was being held at a jail in Farmville, Virginia, awaiting trial. Authorities believe he escaped sometime early Sunday morning, but the Piedmont Regional Jail did not realize until another inmate escaped more than 24 hours later, early Monday morning. FBI Charlotte believes Marin Sotelo may be driving this, an early 2000 red or burgundy Ford Mustang. They say the car has a 30-day temporary tag. You are encouraged to immediately call 911 if you see this car or Marin Sotelo. Now, it was last August that police believe Sotelo and his brother Arturo killed Wake County Sheriff's Deputy Ned Byrd. Deputy Byrd was on his way to canine training when he noticed a suspicious vehicle. His car video picked up the sound of...
Woo, man, and this is very sad. I hate it for his family. These officers are putting their lives on the line. And, you know, what y'all don't understand about this border crisis is this is not a new phenomenon. There are these people who come from these third world countries, you know, Latin American countries. I mean, I'm going to keep it a buck. They have no respect for law enforcement because they don't have respect for law enforcement in their country. They come over here. Dude, I mean, it's bad. So you can take that with what you may. You know, I'm not trying to isolate them because, you know, we talk about everybody on this channel. But these burrito gremlins are on demon time.
Of 6 gunshots. The brothers were later arrested in Burke County. Now, as I mentioned at the start, Marin Sotelo is one of 2 inmates that escaped that jail in Virginia. The other on the right side of your screen is Bruce Callahan. He's actually originally from Lumberton, North Carolina, and was being held on federal drug and weapons charges. Now, stations in Raleigh reached out to Deputy Ned Bird's family in light of this situation. His sister says she's praying that Alder Marin Sotelo is caught as quickly as possible. We're going to watch it all this morning. Alex?
Mary. That's right. We're learning that Sotelo had help with his escape. He had help from his sister. He had help from another inmate inside the jail, and that inmate's sibling was also part of this as well. Now, we're learning that they plan to buy and transport a getaway car from North Carolina, and they had discussions about this just days before Sotelo escaped. Now, about 4 hours went by between the time that Sotelo actually escaped from the jail, climbing over the fencing, and then leaving in a red Mustang that was parked outside, ready for his departure. A planned escape. New court documents show 26-year-old Alder Marin Sotelo, a suspect in the killing of a North Carolina sheriff's deputy now on the run, had help leaving Piedmont Regional Jail. Court documents from North Carolina show Sotelo, his sister Adriana Marin Sotelo, another inmate in the jail, and one of their siblings coordinated to get this getaway car, a red Mustang, to the jail. Their plans were discussed by phone and video call just before the escape. Here's a timeline of what happened next. On Sunday, April 30th, video surveillance shows Sotelo climbing over a fence at Piedmont Regional at 1:40 a.m. Then, roughly 4 hours later, video surveillance shows him leaving the jail parking lot in the getaway car around 5:40 a.m. Around 11:30 Sunday night, Bruce Callahan, another inmate at the jail held on federal narcotics charges, also escaped. The Prince Edward County Sheriff's Office says it was notified around 4 a.m. Monday, May 1st, that at least one inmate was missing, and then was notified again that 2 inmates total escaped. The jail confirmed the escapees were able to manipulate a locking mechanism on a rear door of the jail. We do not know how or when jail staff found out each inmate had escaped, as well as how long it took them to notify law enforcement.
And, you know, we do have to kind of put some of the onus on law enforcement. How the hell do you have people escaping jail? It's crazy.
Of the incident. It is not clear if Sotelo and Callahan worked together, escaping 22 hours apart. CBS 6 legal analyst Todd Stone says how that happened is a head-scratcher.
It raises a whole lot of questions and makes you wonder, how could 2 people escape the same facility in such a short period of time, and yet with head counts being, each day more than one, finding that there's no notification of the first one before the second one escapes. It just leaves you scratching your head and wondering, well, what happened down there?
Now, we reached out to multiple law enforcement agencies, including the sheriff's office, including the jail, to learn more about what happened and to ask about what kind of policies are in place when something like this does happen. We have not heard back from them at this time. And what happens next if these 2 men are found? We'll hear more from our legal analyst, Todd Stone, on that, all new at 6. In Richmond, I'm Elizabeth Holmes, CBS.
We are learning how a man accused of killing a Wake County deputy escaped from a Virginia jail. The Prince Edward County Sheriff's Office says Alder Marin Sotelo broke out of the Piedmont Regional Jail with another inmate on Sunday morning. That's about 90
I ain't gonna lie, he did pretty good pronouncing the name.
minutes west of Richmond, that jail. Marin Sotelo and his brother are accused of killing Deputy Ned Bird in August of last year. We showed you when the 2 were arrested. You're looking at the video right here. This was along I-40 in Burt County, just days after that deadly shooting. Right now, both men are still on the run after that escape, and we've learned it took authorities 26 hours just to discover Marin Sotelo had escaped.
Woo! Look, man, they've been escaping prison in Mexico so often, they probably just like, this is a cakewalk. And I'll tell you right now, they're probably halfway to Mexico right now. Okay, maybe even already met their destination. It's ridiculous, y'all.
Chelsea Donovan reports.
All units are on the lookout for 2 escaped inmates. One named Alder Marin Sotelo, and the second being Bruce Carol Callahan.
Broadcastify radio traffic signaling a be on the lookout for 2 inmates that escaped the Piedmont Regional Jail in Farmville, Virginia.
Mr. Marin Sotelo is a Hispanic male, date of birth 1996, 5'6", 150 pounds, black hair, brown eyes. He escaped on April 30th at 1:40 hours and is believed to be wearing a gray sweatshirt and sweatpants.
One of those inmates, Alder Marin Sotelo. He, along with his brother Arturo, were charged in the murder of Wake County Deputy Ned Bird. That happened in August of last year. The jail superintendent told WRAL Marin Sotelo likely escaped around 1 a.m. Sunday, and he wasn't the only one. 44-year-old Bruce Carol Callahan fled the jail around 11:30 last night. Callahan already spent over 10 years in jail for drug charges and was being held on new federal charges of selling fentanyl and cocaine in Robeson County.
Damn.
Jerry Townsend, the jail superintendent, says he believes Marin Sotelo and Callahan manipulated the locking mechanism on the rear exit door. The Prince Edward County Sheriff's Office says this morning they launched a search using helicopters, dogs, and officers on the ground. So far, no success. The men still on the run. Megan Perkins, Ned Bird's sister, told me today, "This is just a lot for me right now. I'm not ready to talk. All I can say is that I'm praying that Alder is caught as quickly as possible."
Chelsea Donovan reporting there from our sister station. Deputies in Virginia, by the way, believe Marin Sotelo was driving this red Ford Mustang. Little difficult to see, but now the light is on. You can see it there. If you see that car in our area, call police.
Gang violence and other kind of violence.
Guess what? I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.